at you, and the world stands still, a moment just you and me. All worries vanish and disappear. In this moment I find myself. Your laugh is like a melody that rings in my head all day long. A sweet quiet symphony, my heart dance. And this is love so clear and so true. A fire that burns within us with you. Everything is wonderful, a feeling that knows no bounds. It's the way you look at me, the way you say my name, how you escape into my arms and drive away all the darkness. We have weathered storms together, walked through rain and through wind, held each other in our arms and silenced all the doubts. Every hurdle has only made us stronger, every goodbye sparked more longing. We have cried and laughed together, made new plans for us, and this escape into my arms and drive away all the darkness. And this is love so clear and so true. A fire that burns within us with you. Everything is wonderful, a feeling that knows no bounds. It's the way you look at me, the way you say my name, how you escape into my arms and drive away all the darkness. Maybe it's not always easy, maybe it's not always simple, but as long as you are by my side, I have everything I need. Because this is love so clear and so true. A fire that burns within us with you. Everything is wonderful, a feeling that knows no bounds. It's the way you look at me, the way you say my name, how you escape into my arms and drive away all the darkness. And drive away all the darkness.
To stay the woman from the third floor, watering her flowers every day. She smiles a bit but never talks, as if there's something she walked away. The guy who runs the corner shop counts change into another dome. I often wonder what he's thinking, if some days he just feels withdrawn. The man in hoodies walking his dog, always rushing like he's late. Maybe he's running from something he's known too long to even state. The old lady with her trolley, taking the same old path each day. Maybe she holds on to her routines because too much else has slipped away. And all the footsteps on the sidewalks fade into the rhythm of the town. We share the streets, we share the pauses, but no one ever slows down. Sometimes I wonder as I'm passing if we'll ever cross again, or if we're just background actors in someone else's moving frame. Bus drivers, commuters, quiet routines. The bus driver with the tired eyes who moves my whole world every day. He knows my stop, but not my story, not the thoughts I never say. The woman with her headphones in, quiet clinging to her song. Maybe her tune is full of dreams she's been carrying for so long. The student laughing way too loudly to hide the things he's scared to show. The old man folding up his paper as if the answers might still glow. The man with the briefcase rushing, always looking overrun. Maybe he's fighting every morning a battle he has never won. And somewhere in the neon flicker, someone stares out at the street. Maybe he's searching for a beginning, maybe just a place to retreat. The woman with the coffee cup, who's late again like every day, might be carrying a hidden weight that no one sees, that no one weighs. And all these tiny foreign worlds moving past beyond the bus, we breathe the same exhausted air, yet none of them connect with us. We sit in silence side by script was prearranged, that no one notices how close we are, though none of us has ever exchanged. Coward girls you never reach. At work it's always the same phrases. Hey, all good and yeah, I'm fine. We talk a lot but say so little, hiding behind the office line. The coworker who laughs too loudly so no one hears the quiet inside. The one who works through every lunch break so she won't feel what she can hide. The boss who always seems so steady but she only breaks when he's alone. Maybe he wonders late at night if he's missed something he's outgrown. The intern with the careful smile so no one pushes her aside. The guy in hoodies who stays silent because he never learned to confide. The one doing overtime so she won't have to go back home. The coworker smoking way too often to calm the storm he fights alone. The man who shows up late each morning because he struggles just to start, and no one ever asks him why. His days begin with such a weight on his heart. We share the rooms, we share the hours, but never share what truly matters. We build our walls at the deadline so no one sees where we feel shattered. And sometimes I quietly wonder if we'd ever open up one day. If someone simply dared to say what hurts, what wants, what's in the way. And still we're all connected. Maybe we're more alike than we would ever want to understand. Maybe everyone carries scars we try to hide with daily plans. And if we'd ever stop for once and lift our eyes from where we stand, we'd see that all these so-called strangers
I look at you when the world stands still, a moment just you and I. All worries vanish and lead in this moment. There I find myself. Your laughter's like a melody that plays in my head all day long, a sweet soft symphony that makes my heart dance. And that is love, so clear and so true, a fire that burns within us. With you everything is wonderful, a feeling that knows no bounds. That's the way you look at me, the way you say my name, how you flee into my arms and banish every darkness. Oh, 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 and banish every darkness. Oh, 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 yeah. We've already weathered storms, walked through rain and through wind, held each other in arms. In silence, the doubts, every hurdle has only made us stronger. Every farewell ignited longing. We have cried and laughed together and dreamt of new plans for us. And that is love, so clear and so true, a fire that burns within us. Ooh, with you everything is wonderful, a feeling that knows no bounds. Ooh, it's the way you look at me, the way you say my name. Oh, the way you say my name, how you flee into my arms, into my arms, and banish every darkness. Maybe it's not always simple. Maybe it's not always easy. But as long as you're by my side, I have everything I need. Because God is love. The and banish every darkness.
I feel the bass. It pulls me toward you. Every beat a spark, every wave a feeling. And suddenly I know you're the reason I'm burning. You come closer and the lights turn soft. My heart beats faster. Everything feels so weightless, like a dream made of neon light. I look at you and the world loses its weight. And when the beat carries us, I forget all space and time. You are the sound that stays when everything around us falls silent. What I love about you, you make me feel again. What I love about you, you set my heart aglow. In this storm of light and sound, I hold on tight to your spell. What I love about you, you give me back my breath. You are the spark that reunites me, the rhythm inside me, the pulse in the night. Your nearness breaks the walls inside me. I let myself fall. I just wanna be with you. You are the tone that shatters my silence. A firework exploding right in my face. And when the beat carries us, I forget all space and time. What I love about you, you make me feel again. What I love about you, you set my heart aglow. In this storm of light and sound, I hold on tight to your spell. What I love about you, you give me back my breath. I'm falling into your wave. You turn the shadows bright. I don't wanna lose myself. Just pulse deeper inside you. You are the beat. You are the light. You are the reason why I don't break. What I love about you, everything and more. Everything and more. What I love about you, what I love about you.
We were like sisters, inseparable, two voices moving to the very same rhythm. We shared our dreams, every fear, every plan. And I never thought you could fall from someone's hands so far. But somehow every laugh grew heavy, and every little misunderstanding suddenly weighed gone. I'm searching for the moment where the crack began, but all I find is just a shadow of who we used to be back then.
I wanted to talk, you wanted to leave, and suddenly we stood on opposite sides of the street.
How could closeness break so fast without us ever saying it out like this?
How did we become enemies without a cause? How did just us two turn into this deep and silent void we recessed us? But we spoke less and less until silence grew heavier than any mistake. And I still ask myself today, when did you turn into a stranger and I stopped mattering to you at all?
It doesn't hurt like love does, it hurts like friendship falling apart.
We fought more often, harder, without restraint, and every word got deeper, turned bitter, turned cold. I screamed at you because I needed you, and you hurt me because you no longer trusted yourself. It grew louder until we said nothing at all, and between us lay only this cold, empty distance. I hated you because I missed you, and you hated me because I reminded you of that.
I wanted to stay, you wanted to run, and at some point I just couldn't reach you anymore. How do you save something that no longer lives
when no one understands it anymore? How did we become enemies without a cause? How did just us two turn into this deep inside and void we were sisters? Oh, we spoke less and less until silence grew heavier than any mistake. And I still ask myself today, when did you turn into a stranger and I stopped mattering to you at all?
It doesn't hurt like love does, it hurts like friendship falling apart.
Put the photos away, cause every smile only tells how light we were, how much we trusted, and how you lose people when you lean on them too much. I try to hold on to you, but you had already learned to let me go, and every unspoken word became a stone that pulled us further down. Yeah, maybe there was never a big explosion, just tiny cuts everywhere, and neither of us wanted to be the first to say I can't walk through this door anymore. Now here we stand, two shadows without a wing, and all that's left is an echo of you. I wish you peace, even if it breaks me back. There's no way for me to return.
Maybe things would be different if one of us had been brave, but we hurt each other
instead of doing each other good. And I carry the question deep inside me, whether you ever missed me the way I miss you here. How did we become enemies without a cause? How did closeness turn into this deep abyss? We were sisters, but we spoke less and less until silence grew heavier than any mistake. And I carry the question deep inside me, when did you turn into a stranger? Eyes turn invisible.
It doesn't hurt like love does, it hurts like
Friendship falling apart, and I'm letting you go, even if it sets me apart. You were like sisters.
I heard the truth inside the cracks of your voice, and every sentence that came too late, and every look that left me destroyed. You were here but somehow already far away, as if your heart had met someone else long before today. I tried so hard to hold on to us, hoped we wouldn't slip through our own hands, but you kept building higher walls, and I stood outside, unable to reach you again. I
Spent the nights awake beside you, counting every breath you took, believing when you were lying next to me, you were already gone. And I felt it, the way you feel a storm, long before it breaks the windows. I asked you if there was someone else, if you still wanted me, if you still missed me, but you just looked away, as if I would disappear on my own. And without a word, you pull the suitcase from the shelf, packing up your life as if I was never part of it at all. Without a word, you leave me standing in this room where the air still smells like us, but you just wanna walk away. I don't know how I'm supposed to breathe when you leave me like this, without a word. I saw the messages you deleted, felt the lies you quietly placed inside my heart. And when I asked you about them, your silence screamed louder than any cry. You looked at me as if I was just a mistake you'd regret someday, but not today. I tried to hold you, but you were already gone. Your heart somewhere with her, while I stood frozen in the hallway. You didn't even try to fight, didn't even pretend that there was something left and you were saving. I asked if you ever truly loved me, or if I was just a place to rest until you knew where you really wanted to be. But you stayed silent, and that silence hit me harder than any truth you could ever spoken. I stayed asking if you could hear me, if any part of you still longed for me, but you only nodded quietly as if I had never existed in your life at all. And without a word, you pull the suitcase from the shelf, packing up your life as if I was never part of it at all. Without a word, you leave me standing in this room where the air still smells like this, but you just wanna walk away. I don't know how I'm supposed to breathe when you leave me like this, without a word. I hear the door fall shut, and with it a part and it collapses too. I sink to the floor, surrounded by clothes that still smell like you, like us, like before. I wonder if she makes you happy, if you laugh with her the way you once laughed with me, if you tell her things you never told me, or if you'll leave her standing one day the same way you left me. I search for faults in my soul, a reason to never gave. Maybe I was too much, maybe I was not enough, baby I simply wasn't her. I went through every room and everywhere, there's still a piece of you, a shirt on a chair, a photo on the wall, promising me that you will never catch. I keep asking myself if love really ends like this, and not with a fight, not with one last try, but with a suitcase closing, and a look that says I left long ago. Maybe I should have let you go sooner. Maybe I was just a place you no longer wanted to stay, but now I stand here between dust and memories, searching for a reason that won't break me. I gather the pieces of what we used to be, but they cut deeper the longer I hold them. And somewhere inside me, a voice whispers,